everyone doesn't have that constant movement,
Yep.
then actually,
Or
I mean,
momentum. What you mean
oh
is
yeah,
momentum.
momentum. Yeah. If
Yeah.
some people don't have that momentum, then honestly, I mean, I've realized, I mean, especially now, when I'm building a company, I'm building a team, you can't do anything alone, right? It really
Yes.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yes.
matter how, smart you are, how energetic you are, how good you are with people.
Yep.
You have to take people along with you. I've actually started to try to make this shift from independence to interdependence, because I basically, and in a way, my two poetry books are about this, right? Like Boundless, the first one is about finding my voice and, like you're saying, finding what I'm passionate about and standing on my feet. And my second poetry book, Reinvention, is about trying to survive or, make the most of being in a community while keeping that voice, right? And I feel like that interdependence is something that almost like I feel like our generation is losing, because we're like, oh, it has to be my way or the highway,
Of course.
but it's a very short-sighted way to think, right?
And
So
so-called our heroes are showcased in that manner. They're like
yeah,
these extra talented, courageous
yeah,
people, and other people just kind of become like the side actors into the whole story. But what
yeah,
you're saying is building a team where every single person is like an
yeah,
Avenger team. Every
yeah.
person is a superhero. They come together,
Exactly.
and everybody
Exactly.
plays their
Exactly.
best
I mean,
part.
it's funny that you said that, because this is my company notebook. You said Avengers. This is
Yeah,
literally like the covers. I want everyone to be a superhero.
yeah.
I am thinking a lot more, how can I make sure that when I'm building this team, because we're scaling, right? Like we're growing the team at Boundless. I want to attract the best people. Like I'm saying, I want us to do a lot more. I'm like, I feel like we should be 10x where we are.
I hear you.
The thing that I can control is myself, right? So
Mhm.
I want to adjust myself in terms of not just how I'm attracting people, but retaining them.
Mhm.
Because I feel like I do a very good job attracting high quality people, right? But I also have to keep them without having them, either feel like, hey, I'm pushing too hard, or I'm following up too much, or my pace is not matching, or my expectations are unrealistic, right? So that's like exactly why I want to work on my leadership style.
Okay, so when you function, you have a particular letter F in your writing, which has the top loop but no bottom loop. So in cursive F, it is only top loop and no bottom loop. So bottom loop is only a straight line that comes down. Now, what does it mean? That when you start anything, you plan very well. You know
Hmm.
exactly what you want. You know who would do what.
Hmm.
In situations, you also know
Hmm.
what time things should be done by people.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
planning is great,
Hmm.
but it doesn't have the same execution
Hmm.
completion part to it.
Hmm.
Because you are a hands-on person, you walk into a
Hmm.
situation and you figure it out. As
Hmm.
long as you plan and you know all the ingredients are required, you won't follow the recipe to the T. Even if when you're
Hmm.
cooking, you get everything in place, and then you just get an idea and you figure it out. You figure
Hmm.
it out with people, you figure it out
Hmm.
in any situation. When you're producing something, you walk in and you have no clue, you've never done this before, but you figure it out.
Hmm.
Now, planning to get only the ingredients, only the people, is your style.
Hmm.
In order to run a team, and especially to retain them in a
Hmm.
long run, you have to constantly feed them with what kind of systems you got to do, you got
Hmm.
to apply, you got to commit to, and you got to be consistent with it. That
Hmm.
is the toughest part.